Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the World Happiness Foundation World Happiness Week. And the theme for this year is reconnecting. So let me tell you a little bit about myself first. My name is Zahra Karsan. I'm an author and success coach and the founder of a company called Get Zen. I have a background in neuroscience and positive psychology, and I've used all of my training and expertise over 25 plus years to put together a list of strategies to help you achieve happiness and success in your life. So today we're going to talk about reconnecting by aligning the four bodies. So when most people think of our overall health and well-being, they think of physical health only. How is your physical body doing? But we, in fact, actually have four bodies. We have a spiritual or energetic body, we have a mental body, an emotional body, and we have our actual physical body. So let's just go over all of those so you can understand how energy flows throughout them. So if you think of energy starting from source, and it doesn't matter what denomination you are, it's not faith-based. If you think of it in terms of God, then think of it in terms of God or the universe. But energy flows down from source and enters first into our energetic body, which is our connection to source. At times we can feel disconnected from source, like right now when there's some questionable things going on in the world and we have a high level of stress and anxiety. And so it's really important to stay grounded and be able to reconnect our energetic body with our higher self, with the universal energy. Energy flows from the energetic or spiritual body to the mental body, which is our thought processes. It's where we do all of our critical thinking, our decision making. And then it goes from the mental body to our emotional body. Our emotional body is where we house all of our memories and past events, all of our emotions, positive and negative. It's where all of our old patterns of behavior live, our old way of thinking lives. And it's usually where things get stuck. It's where we get stuck in old emotions and past memories. And then energy flows from there into the physical body. Now, often if we're just focused on looking after our health and well-being in terms of physical well-being, we're really just looking at nutrition and exercise. But if we're not really looking after ourselves at an energetic level, at a mental level, at an emotional level, then we're not really doing ourselves a full service. And so where do we start and why is it important? Well, so when energy flows from the energetic body, I think we need to think of it not in terms of faith or spirituality, but really in terms of the experience of being human. You know, what does it mean to be a human being going through this life journey? And we need to accept the fact that we are energetic beings and we have a finite amount of energy that we need to manage throughout the day. And so we need a set of tools to help us regulate energy coming in versus energy flowing out to all of the things requiring our time and attention. If we're not dealing with things in the mental and emotional body, so if we have unhealed trauma, if we have stress or anxiety happening in our lives, and we all have that because it is the process of life, then it gets trapped and it starts to express itself in the physical body, if you will. So your physical body now has to deal with chronic stress, chronic fatigue, chronic inflammation, pain in the body, autoimmune disorders. And so it now acts as a gauge almost to represent how well we're doing elsewhere. So let's talk for a moment about what is happiness? Well, happiness seems to be hard to define, and it seems to be difficult to find. You know, it's not quite a destination. So what is it really? You know, we're given this sort of set of instructions to start our life, and we're given these milestones, which are do well in school, and you're going to finish school, and you're going to choose a job or career. You're going to do well at that. You're going to move up the corporate ladder. You're going to get the car. You're going to get the house. You're going to get the family, at least in the Western world. And at some point, happiness is just magically supposed to show up, but it doesn't for so many people. And the reason is because we are wired for survival. our very nature often works counter to our very intentions of stepping into our happiness or stepping into an abundant mindset. And so it works counter to our intentions towards happiness and success. So we need to really kind of figure out what tools we need to manage the barriers to success, to manage our ability to be happy. You know, you can go out there and you can take a yoga class and you can feel wonderful. You can meditate one moment and you can feel wonderful. But what really is a concise set of tools to help us balance that four body system? And what I've come to realize over the years and through all of my research is that happiness is not so easy to define. And you can't really look at each of the four body system. Otherwise, you know, if happiness lived in the spiritual or energetic body, you could really just practice with the lifestyle of meditation and mindfulness, and, you know, happiness will show up. Well, yes, it does bring peace. But the truth is, we don't live in isolation. Meditation and mindfulness is an individual act. So how do we then, as human beings, exist when relationships happen or when life events happen? Or how do we exist in communities? You know, if happiness lived in the mental body only, then just a pure diet of positive thinking and affirmations should be able to bring that about. But it doesn't, does it? Because when we're stressed, it's like we flip a switch and something just takes us elsewhere. We're triggered by our our fight or flight response, our stress response, if you will. And so when we need to get back into gear, what do? I mean, we need to be able to flip a switch and just change emotional states, don't we? So it's not really in the mental body either. If happiness lived in the emotional body, then just being able to control your emotions and regulate your energy level and staying in high vibe should be the solution. But that's not always easy to do, is it? Because life events do happen. Look at everything going on in our world right now. We've all been living through a 2-year almost health crisis, which has impacted so many people in terms of isolation, in terms of turning up the stress and anxiety levels, in terms of depression even. And so how do we manage that day to day? You know, I think most of us can say during this whole COVID period was, you know, we would wake up in the morning and we would start our day and we would feel that level of stress or anxiety about the day ahead. And we would just hit the pause button or hit the reset button or hit the mute button and just get busy with our day. And what this did was it forced us at home. And so all of a sudden that little noise, that little stress level, that little anxiety was dialed up. It was like somebody took the volume and dialed it all the way up. And we couldn't not be with it. We couldn't avoid the fact that we have to get better at looking after our mental and emotional health. So where do we start? And then finally, if happiness lived or well-being lived in your physical body alone, then just having a regular diet of, you know, the right nutrition, the right exercise, producing all of the right neurochemicals to make us feel good would work. But that doesn't work either because we are thinking and feeling beings. So what I've come to realize is that we really need to have the right set of tools to align the four bodies so that we can vibrate at the level of happiness. And once we are reconnected in our four body system, the four bodies are reconnected with each other, and we are also reconnected back up to source. And that's a really peaceful and powerful place to be. So where do we start? Where do we start to balance the four bodies? Well, I cover most of this in my book, 6 Weeks to Happy. It's a 6-week program where you learn 3 tools per week that act as interventions or treatments to align each of the four bodies and bring them back into balance. We don't have time to go through all of it today, but today I want to make sure I give you some tools that you can take away. So we'll talk about the top 6 tools to align and reconnect the four bodies. Firstly, meditation. I know anyone that's here today and listening to this talk understands that meditation is one of the most powerful tools you can use to quiet the mind and retrain the body and the brain back to calm. So if we evolved from survival and we have a very strong negativity bias. This is a term in positive psychology, meaning we are on high alert for danger because that's how we were wired in past. That's where we evolved from. And so that negativity bias really helped us work through some life stresses. Life was calmer, life was slower back in those times. And so when there was a life-threatening event presented, that sort of stress response, that fight or flight response, that survival instinct acted like a gas pedal. And it gave us a rush of adrenaline so that we could flee off to safety. And when we were safe, our bodies then signaled us that everything was fine. Our brains and our body were able to return back to calm. In today's busy life, though, we are constantly being triggered. We have how many different email channels, how many different phone channels, how many different text channels, how many different social media channels. And every single one of those is something that requires our time and attention. Anything that requires your time and attention is going to require your energy. And therefore, every time something pings on your phone, every time some demand comes in from your life or your career or your family, we are being triggered by stress. And so unknowingly over the years, we have actually strengthened our stress response, our fight or flight response, if you will. And we are now living in a pattern of chronic stress. So how do we start to unwind this? How do we start to retrain back to calm? And I will tell you that meditation is one of the most powerful ways you can do this. Just sitting and learning to quiet the mind is extraordinary. If you can't sit there in silence and meditate, nobody's asking you to sit in yogi pose and to do it that way, but find a way. Find a way, whether it's grounding with nature, going for a long walk, or finding a way to quiet your mind every single day. If you can start to do this at the start of the day, then you're starting your day off right. And the benefits of meditation are enormous. It boosts your immune system by up to 50%. It can reduce stress by up to 75%, anxiety by up to 30%. It actually increases gyrification in the brain, which means it increases your brain's ability to process information and the speed at which it processes information. And so you're in effect actually making your brain more productive. So it actually increases focus and productivity tenfold. It also increases creativity and strategic thinking. So if you can't sit there quietly, it's okay. Use a guided meditation app if you need to, go out for a walk if you need to. Just do something for at least 20 minutes per day that helps you recenter and to calm the mind so you can retrain your brain and retrain your central nervous system in your body back to its natural calm state. And then the more you do this, the more practice you have at this, the easier it will become, and your body will learn to do that regularly. The next one is the second tool, I would say, is learn how to eliminate the noise. So if you can figure out what's working in your life, what feels good, what situations and people bring value to your life versus taking or draining you of energy. So really only, and as we go through life, we forget that as we evolve, our relationships are going to shift, our work is going to shift, our teams are going to shift, our families are going to shift. And so we have to be able to move with those dynamics and let them be a little more fluid and just trust that the right people will flow back into our lives and allow the ones that create negativity or create more stress. It's okay to just limit our time and create some distance from them. So it's important to start to pay attention to all of the things requiring your energy, reprioritize a little bit, and just shift away from the ones creating some noise and some static and some negativity, and move towards the things that feel lighter, that feel better, that give us energy, that recharge and replenish our energy, and also bring us value and light. Tool number 3 would be to learn to balance our energy. So remember, I said at the start that we are energetic beings, and we are. And it's really about, we're talking about the concept of ego depletion here, which means not the ego in itself, but it recognizes in the world of positive psychology that we are energetic beings and we have a finite amount of energy to work with every day. And so many of us are overextended. We are working with families and jobs and demanding social lives and, so many other things that require us to expend our energy. So if you have to make decisions, if you are a person that has regular or chronic pain, that takes energy just to get through your day. If you're on a diet or exercise program, that takes energy throughout the day. If you're managing people, that takes a different type of energy as well. So really finding ways to balance your energy budget. Most of us are dealing with so much energy output that we're running on empty, and we have been running on empty for so long, but that's not sustainable, is it? So we need to find ways of recharging and restoring our energy. One easy way to restore your energy, of course, is with sleep. Sleep, if you're not getting enough sleep, make sure you have little power naps and recharge your sleep bank so that you're rested and can look after your day properly. Next, make sure you just do some exciting and inspiring things to recharge and replenish your energy, whether that's exercise because it releases these endorphins. So these endorphins are a set of hormones that give you that act as a natural painkiller and a natural mood booster. It's essentially your happy hormones. So try and stay physically active, even if it means getting outside, getting some fresh air, and getting a 30-minute walk in every day. That will help a great deal. Spending time with people you love that bring you laughter and joy, that can recharge your batteries as well. Just engaging in some quiet time or taking some time out to do something you love can also replenish and restore your energy. So it's important you're looking at your energy budget and your energy balance and just making sure you can dial back on the things and reprioritize your life a little bit so that you can dial back on the things taking your energy and also be able to recharge and replenish and just sort of reschedule your days a little bit so that you're not running on empty all the time. Tool number 4, it's so important to start your day off in the right foot, to start by setting your intentions for the day. So even if you don't meditate, if you can take time, 5 to 7 minutes per day, just to start your day off on the right foot. So we are 5% conscious mind, 95% subconscious. And so what happens is we wake up in the morning and we start down this loop. It's a thought and feeling loop. So you wake up in the morning, you might go to the kitchen and grab a coffee, and you're going to start thinking about your day. And as you start thinking about your day, you're going to start to get worried and nervous, and maybe you start feeling stress in your physical body. And then the emotions that go with that are, stress and worry and frustration. And so as you start your day in this old pattern, this old thinking and feeling loop, you're really starting on autopilot. So if we're 5% conscious mind, 95% subconscious, all of this is happening at the subconscious level. So we wake up and we automatically step into this thinking, feeling loop of, oh my gosh, how am I going to get through my day? Am I going to be stressed? How am I going to get through it all? Will I have time to look after the family? Will I have time to exercise? Will I have time to get to everything? And so the behaviors that go with that thought pattern, that feeling pattern, all get looped together. And so now you're in a state of stress. Well, you can change that. And it's this simple. If you can just start your day and ask yourself, what do I want to feel instead? And just pick 3 positive emotions that you want to start your day with. So for me, the 3 I usually choose are peaceful, happy, and calm. And here's the secret. You want to be able to embody the vibration of that emotion. So when you say, I want to feel peaceful, you can actually just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and imagine yourself in the most peaceful state. But just let that feeling wash all through your body, just wash over you until you're vibrating at a different level of peace, until you feel yourself and you can feel your shoulders drop and your breathing relax. And you can feel those signs of tension release from your body and really feel that feeling of peaceful all throughout your body. And next, focus on the feeling of happy. So even if you think back to a time in your life when you were so happy, absolutely, completely carefree, and just really embody the vibration of that emotion, feel it all the way through you. And then pick a third one. And so for me, that's calm. I want to feel absolutely calm. certain that I have all of the resources in my life that I need, certain that I'll be able to accomplish everything I need throughout the day, certain that even if I don't have all of the right resources, they will come to me, that opportunities will come to me when I need, that abundance and wealth will come to me when I need, or an investment will come to me, or the right piece of information will come to me, and just sit there completely feeling calm, knowing everything is coming together easily and effortlessly. And so those don't have to be your three. You can pick three that you want, but the idea is you need to be able to embody the thought process and the feeling process that's going to take you away from this old way of being, of stressed and nervous, into calm, into peaceful, into feeling happy. And really, as you do that, you're starting to rewire the old patterns in your brain that keep you stuck in that old loop. And you're going to create a whole new pattern that's going to move you forward in life, that's going to get you thinking and feeling. So just imagine now you're starting your day feeling completely peaceful, feeling so happy, feeling absolutely calm. Well, it's so easy in that place, from that mindset, you're feeling grateful, you're allowing yourself to feel blessed. You have that certainty that you are deserving of love and wealth and success and good health. And as you're feeling those things, all of those emotions and thoughts that go together are now being bundled together in a new way, in a more peaceful way, in a more focused way, in a more productive and empowering way. And so naturally, the behaviors that flow from that mindset are going to be totally different. Now you're starting your day off in a peaceful and focused and relaxed state of mind. It's very difficult to be stressed and peaceful at the same time. So if you can wake up in the morning, set your intentions for the day and say, I'm choosing to feel peaceful instead. I'm choosing to feel happy instead. I'm choosing to feel calm instead. I know with 100% certainty that everything I need will come to me at the right moment. That's a very different mindset. And so what you're doing then is you're programming away from old survival based thinking and feeling. You're programming away from your stress, and you're retraining your brain and your body to say, yes, I can. I can step into this more connected, reconnected, peaceful state of mind. And from there, you can accomplish incredible things. Next, use your imagination. Remember when we were little and we would go out and play, we would daydream, we would play make-believe, and we would allow ourselves to think about all of the things that we wanted to create for our life and all of the excitement that we wanted to bring into our lives. And we didn't feel any way, we didn't have any doubts, we just allowed our thoughts to flow. Well, I invite you to do the same thing here and just invite yourself to think and feel what it would feel like to step into a whole new version of you, whether it's a particular task you're thinking of, whether you're focused on a particular goal or outcome, or your life in general, and start to really use the power of visualization and use your imagination to create a whole new outcome. As you do that, I'd like you to ask, what are you doing in the moment as though you've already accomplished it? Really step into the feeling of, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you seeing in that moment? What are you hearing in that moment? And just allow that beautiful feeling to wash all over your body. And as you do that, you're retraining the brain for a more positive thinking and feeling loop. And as you do that, the behaviors that follow are astoundingly beautiful, because the brain doesn't know real from perceived. So as you're imagining a whole new positive outcome, you're actually retraining the brain and the neurology to step into that more powerful feeling loop that's going to take you upwards, that's going to take you and elevate your overall emotional state, your emotional body, if you will. And it's also going to uplift your thinking process, and your entire mindset will shift. And another way you can do that is just daydream. So when you start off your day in the morning, you can start by setting your intentions. You can walk through your day and you can imagine it just going beautifully, everything coming together easily and effortlessly, and moving you forward into the way that you want, and producing the result you want at the end of the day. Then as you imagine your day, just think of everything coming together easily. And then throughout the day, Just daydream as much as possible. The same sequence of scenarios, whether it's work related, health related, love related, family related. Just imagine your whole life coming together beautifully. And the more you do this, the more you're retraining away from old patterns of thinking that are fear based and survival based and moving into a positive, beautiful mindset, one that's filled with love and peace and connection and community and social contact. And the last thing, the last tool, the sixth tool I want to teach you is just a quick neuro hack for when you're really feeling stressed or anxious. And I want you to just take 6 deep breaths. Take 6 deep breaths with a slower exhale. And what that does is it triggers your parasympathetic nervous system and it returns your brain and your body back to its natural calm state. It's a game changer. So let's just go through the top 6 tips again. Number 1, meditation. Do something, whether it's to sit quietly and meditate or use a guided meditation app or to go out for a walk and ground with nature. Just find a way to quiet your mind for at least 20 minutes a day if you can. Next, learn how to eliminate the noise in your life. Just start to move away from the things that don't feel good or that drain you of energy and focus on the ones that make you feel good and that bring you energy. Next, you have to learn to balance our energy. So energy in needs to equal energy out. You can't be running on empty all of the time. So look at the areas of your life that require your energy and just shift priorities a little bit so that you can dial back and include some activities to replenish and recharge. Next, number 4 is set your intentions for the day. Start your day off instead of in that autopilot mode. Start your day off right so that you're moving upwards into a positive thought and feeling mode, into a positive mindset. And as you do that, the behaviors will start to retrain your brain and your body back to balance. You're going to retrain away from stress and you're going to move into peace and happiness and an abundant mindset as you do that. Tool number 5, use your imagination to imagine really specific moments where you get to do this every day, where you imagine yourself in perfect health every day, where you imagine yourself youthful, youthing, not aging, I like to say, where you imagine yourself running through your day as though everything is happening smoothly, easily, and effortlessly coming together. And then you're going to use your imagination. So just imagine and visualize your day and everything coming together and daydream as much as possible. And if you're ever feeling nervous or stuck, you take 6 deep breaths and just reconnect to your center of calm. Thank you for being with us today. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Again, I'm Zahra Karsan. I'm a success coach and founder and CEO of a company called Get Zen. We have a guided meditation app called the Get Zen app. And if you want more on this and other interventions to retrain your 4-body system, then just go to 6weekstohappy.com for more information. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you today. I've been so blessed to be able to share this with you. I'm also very blessed and happy to be part of the World Happiness Foundation as a board member. And I wish you all so much love and happiness, love and light to you all. Thank you so much.